Really what they mean is with the kind of individual talent that Ginebra has, it should be interesting to find out whether those individual talents can surface against the fluidity of teamwork that Shell showed in executing its first victory in the third conference.
The alley-oop that never was, and here is Billy Ray Bates on the Ginebra side of the floor. He goes to Michael Hackett, goes up against a double team, and draws a foul from possibly Fred Reynolds. It is Reynolds' first personal, all right. It'll send Michael Hackett, as we watch that last piece of action in slow-mo, to the free throw line.
A lot of intensity here being shown by all 10 players in the court, particularly Fred Reynolds. In that play, he really wanted to make Michael Hackett work for that shot.
For more than Billy Ray Bates and company, the Shell Formula Spark 8ers have something else to cope with, and that is the seeming home court advantage being enjoyed by the Ginebra San Miguels, who, well, it must be said, if we are to call a spade, really is the most popular team in the land, and they come with the biggest following. But if the Shell Formula Spark 8ers can come up with a victory tonight, then they just might find themselves with a big legion of followers, too, at the end. Okay, we just saw a beautiful block there by Chito Loizaga. And Bernie Fabiosa looks a little shippish, and watch that again. Dazzling piece of action, another defensive jewel by Chito Loizaga. Ginebra's version of the truck. Good save by Terry Saldana to the wrong guy. Dexter Shouse tries a cross-court pass, and he came to grief. Here is Michael Hackett, first dunk of the ball game.
Well, second actually
yes,
had
Dexter Shouse had it.
Another one earlier. But this is going to be a night of dunks, I'm sure.
And here is Bernie Fabiosa with a beautiful escape. Frontal assault to the basket.
You have a lot of individual talents from Ginebra, but what Sonny Jaworski must do as playing coach is to mold all these individual talents into a cohesive unit.
And look at Billy Ray Bates. Nothing spectacular about that shot except the range. It came from 18, but it counted for 2 points just the same. 8-5 is the count. 3-point lead for Shell, and that's a big skid by Dexter Shouse.
Picking up splinters early in this ball game. Dexter Shouse.
Ray Perez has been called for that foul, and Dexter Shouse is lingering on the floor. I don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him. I have a feeling he'll get up very soon. Yes, he did.
A few seconds to breathe. Breathe easily.
Two team fouls already for Ginebra San Miguel against a solitary team foul for Shell. We're 3 minutes into the ball game. Here's Bernie Fabiosa confronted by Chito Lizaga. The lob pass over to Fred Reynolds. A very strong drive. Good tap to Dexter Shouse. He feeds Boggs, who's open, and he finds the hoop.
Excellent assist pass there coming from Dexter Shouse. He knew that Boggs was open on the right side, dishing off for an easy 2 points.
Very unselfish move on the part of Dexter Shouse. Sure indication that these imports are slowly getting into the groove of team basketball as Billy Ray Bates comes up with his fourth marker tonight.
And again, outside sniping by Ginebra San Miguel. That should open up the defense inside.
Boggs Arenado spots from 20 and misses. Reynolds tried to keep it alive, but it fell into the hands of Billy Ray Bates. Look at him being shadowed no end by Dexter Shouse. Yes, it's going to be Shouse versus Billy Ray Bates all night. We can almost predict that.
Well, that time Dexter Shouse did not give up an inch there. Billy Ray Bates, he wanted to go straight up to the hoop, perhaps to get a dunk. But Dexter Shouse did not give him the opportunity to do so. So playing good defense so far. Dexter Shouse, he broke up that play.
3-point lead going for the Spark 8ers this early in the ball game. 3.5 minutes old to be exact. Ray Perez inbounding for the white shirts of Ginebra San Miguel. Here's Billy Ray Bates, and immediately on top of him is Dexter Shouse. What else is new? Bates is fouled. Only the first personal for Dexter. And actually, Billy Ray Bates was asking for 2 free throws. The referee says otherwise. Okay, here's Billy Ray in the three-point region. Loizaga from the three-point region. Didn't even hit the rim. Philip Cesar secures control of the letter for the red shirts of Shell. Here's Dexter making his move against a 3-man phalanx. A fall-away shot by Boggs Arenado. There was a foul.
Good offensive rebound there by Philip Cesar.
Second personal for Perez. Boggs Arenado will be throwing this try for a pair of charities, and I'd like to grab this opportunity to greet a very, very dear friend of ours, Dr. Andrew J. Howe, on the occasion of his birthday tonight. I'm sorry, Dr. J, I forgot about your birthday until I was told about it only about 3 hours ago. Anyway, he's celebrating his 21st birthday for the 14th time tonight. You try and figure that one out.
Happy birthday, Andy, and same here.
You mean it's your birthday too?
No, same here. I mean, after you wish me happy birthday.
I was just kidding, Mr. Henson. Here's Billy Ray. The Ginebras are settling down to a half court. Dexter Shows. Oh, tremendous shot by Billy Ray. You know, Dexter will really have his hands full coping with Billy Ray because he's giving away about 1.5 inches to Billy Ray.
And he's saying that Shows already has 2 fouls. So give him the ball. He wants Dexter out of this ball game. And already 3 perimeter shots from Billy Ray. We saw that in your slow motion replay.
Well, yes, Billy Ray Bates is beginning to consider Dexter Shows as a big pain in the butt. Ginebra has just narrowed down the Shell lead to just 2 points. 12-10 is the count. 7:43 remaining in the first quarter when Philip Herrera's drive was thwarted by a foul from Terry Saldana. That would be the first personal for Terry Saldana and the 3rd team foul for Ginebra San Miguel, matching the 3-team foul output of Shell. Correction, that was the 4th team foul for Ginebra San Miguel. Here's Fred Reynolds.
Good double teaming effort there, but yes, consummated with the steal. But they'll slap a foul on maybe Ray Perez.
No foul, actually. There was a violation, actually. Phillips has a inbounding. Bernie Fabiosa orchestrating the offensive from the 3-point zone. Here's Dexter Shouse firing against a double team. Terry Saldana welcomes the ball with open hands, and here's Billy Ray Bates galloping down court with a leather. Every time he lays his claws on that ball, everybody comes up with a big roar. That time, nothing from him as Bernie Fabiosa bumps into Ray Perez.
And Billy Ray already with 2 attempts from the 3-point distance. 0 for 2 so far.
That's the 15th foul for Ginebra San Miguel against only 3 for Shell. 7:18 remaining in the first quarter.
You notice the defensive matchup here, Joe. It will be Ray Perez taking on Dexter Shouse, and Billy Ray Bates, on the other hand, is taking on Box Adrenado on one side.
But on the other end of the floor, it's Shouse versus Billy Ray
That's
Bates
right,
and
yes.
Reynolds versus Hackett.
Yes.
Chito Lizaga is on Bernie Fabiosa. Ray Perez is on Philip Cesar. Philip dances his way inside the paint, gets it right back. Second effort is likewise in vain. Michael Hackett says enough is enough. It's our turn now. Very dexterous ball handling here by Michael Hackett. He goes to Chito Lizaga. He goes out of the paint. He goes back to Hackett. He goes to the bucket. And we have the first stalemate of the ball game at 12-all.
Good presence of mind by all the Ginebra players there. A lot of fumbles along the way, but still they got the bucket.
Speaking of stalemates, are they playing the next game in the World Chess Championship yet?
I don't know. First of all, I have to study chess, and I don't understand the game.
All right, watch that last piece of action again in blazing slow-mo. And that foul was called on Bernie Fabiosa, the 14th foul for Shell. We're close to the halfway point of the first quarter. Score is still frozen at 12-all.
And slowly, Ginebra San Miguel dictating the tempo of the ball game. Shell lapsing into errors as a result.
Chito Lizaga. Okay, he goes to Michael Hackett, but the pass was a bit too much even for Michael.
Well, credit that to the defensive posture of Fred Reynolds. He was fronting Michael Hackett, so Chito Lizaga, to be able to get the ball into Michael, had to really lob it high. Fred Reynolds did not get enough jump to be able to get the ball up in midair. The ball sailing outside.
Dexter Shouse against Ray Perez. Phillips after jogging for position against Terry Saldana. Billy Ray Bates waiting to meet Shouse if he goes underneath. Reynolds still outside. Michael Hackett watching him from a respectable distance. He takes it off the glass in vain.
And Michael Hackett gave up that shot to Fred Reynolds. That's not Fred's range.
Third rebound for Terry Saldana. Billy Ray Bates. He misses at point-blank range, but Terry Saldana is right there for the rescue.
You can sense that every time Billy Ray Bates has the ball, he wants to be able to try to go for a hoop, hopefully to be able to pick up that third foul from Dexter.
Quite a big burden on the shoulders of Billy Ray Bates. He came here with the highest of expectations from the local basketball gentry, and he has to live up to it. That's quite a burden to carry. Dexter Shouse in the meantime. Oh, had a bad fall there. He had a bad fall. I thought I saw his head slam on the floor. They'll have to call a referee's timeout, and Dr. Ting Cruz is doing exactly that as Dexter Shouse continues to wince in pain on the floor. Watch that again in slow-mo. See exactly what happened here. Oh, somebody's foot got entangled underneath.
And losing his balance, he fell on his backside. Might have hurt his hip there.
Might have hurt his hip, and I thought I saw his head slant a bit on the floor. I hope, well, it looks like he's okay at least. That's our on-the-spot diagnosis, but let Dr. Salud take care of that.
Look at it again.
Let's take a look at it again. Oh, bad fall, really. Bad fall. He landed on the floor with his hip first, and then his head slammed somewhat on the hard court. We'll be back after this timeout. He gets it inside to Fred Reynolds. Good block by Michael Hackett. Philip Cesar keeps it alive for Shell. Pass intended for Fred Reynolds. Knocked out of bounds by Billy Ray Bates. It stays with the Shell men.
Ginebra San Miguel's defense really making it very difficult for Shell to try to get the ball inside into Fred Reynolds.
Here's Bernie Fabiosa in the meantime, looping it very high to elude Michael Hackett and failing to get it in. Fast break in the works for Ginebra San Miguel. Billy Ray Bates and Bernie Fabiosa aborting that fast break with a very quick swipe from behind.
Well, taking too long in making up his mind on how to attack that basket. Billy Ray Bates, Bernie Fabiosa coming in from the blind side.
Baseline inbound to be executed by Ray Perez. He gets it over to Michael Hackett underneath.
That's what you call a perfect execution. That's actually straight out of a playbook, I'm sure.
Exactly. Michael Hackett, dead ringer for Joe Lewis. With his cherubic looks, I guess we could call him Michael the Archangel. 16-12, a 4-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. 4.5 to go in the first period. Top spot there for Dexter Shouse. He came through with flying colors just the same.
Despite the tight one-on-one guarding by Ray Perez.
Michael Hackett trying
They're
to
going to call the offensive foul. That's a good call.
Good call indeed.
Fred Reynolds had defensive position, and Michael Hackett was forcing the issue.
So the score is unchanged at 16-14, a 2-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. Both clubs looking for victory number 2 in the week-old Open Conference. There was a warning slap on somebody.
I think it might have been on Dexter Shouse.
Well, Dexter Shouse is quarterbacking for Shell along with Bernie Fabiosa, who is definitely the orchestra leader on the offensive patterns for Shell. Here is Bogs Arenado. He got the baseline. Not quite. A good tap from behind by Billy Ray Bates. Forced him to lose the leather. And here is Terry Saldana. He keeps on going. Frontal assault to the basket. Foiled by Fred Reynolds. And it's going to be an automatic turnover for the Shellmen. Another offensive foul for Ginebra San Miguel. This time on Terry Saldana. That's his second personal. And the 17th foul for Ginebra San Miguel. That's a situation the Shellmen will surely exploit. With a good 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first quarter.
Terry a little bit too reckless that time. And Sonny Jaworski's being given a warning for arguing that call. But I thought that the previous call was good. Terry Saldana did slam into the opponent.
Kito Loizaga is on Bernie Fabiosa. Bogs Arenado looking like a tireless workhorse tonight. Bernie Fabiosa snaps it off on top of the key. Second deadlock of the game at 16-all. 3:43 remaining in the first quarter. Kito Loizaga, they're settling down to a half court with Billy Ray Bates. Still hounded by Shouse. Again, Fred Reynolds banging bodies with Michael Hackett. This time the ploy didn't work. Michael got his 2 points.
And Michael Hackett high posting now.
18-16. Back to the driver's seat for Ginebra San Miguel as Dexter Shouse looks to get it back via another suicidal drive, which drew another foul.
Well, this man, Dexter Shouse, has really shown us a lot of class. He came to Manila, Joe, with really not too glowing credentials. But Dexter Shouse has shown us here that he can play this game. And a lot of fans are now calling him the second coming of Billy Ray Bates.
Well, as a matter of fact, he's one of the shorter imports in the cast this year. He's listed as 6'2", but
That's right. We were looking at some record books describing Dexter, and the record books were not even sure exactly how tall he stood. One record book said he was 6'1", another one said he was 6'4". I guess it would be more towards 6'1".
Yes, at the time they measured him at 6'4", he was wearing high heels. 20-18 is the count. 2-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. 2 minutes and 59 to go in the first quarter. Okay, the Shellmen want to do it nice and easy and methodically. Bogs Arenado intimidated somewhat by Billy Ray Bates. Fred Reynolds was not intimidated by Michael Hackett, but he failed to get his bucket.
Fred Reynolds actually had a good quick first step over Michael Hackett, but could not take advantage.
Tenacity on the part of Michael the Archangel pays off in the form of another 2 points for Ginebra San Miguel, upping their lead now to 4 with 2.5 to go.
And another offensive rebound there by Michael Hackett made possible that shot.
That was A rather inexplicable pass dished out by Philip Cesar as we move into another timeout.
Sloppy would be the better word as we have this timeout.
2:20 remaining in the first quarter. 4-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. And they're also on the offensive. There were some fresh infusions by Sonny Jaworski during that last timeout, most notable of which is Marquez.
And he came in for Ray Perez.
That's right. Oh, another acrobatic shot by Ray Bates. So what else is new?
And from medium range, Bates still has to score in a dunk in this ball game. He prefers to be shooting from 10, 15 feet.
That's right.
Good block
the
there.
Spectacular way, yes.
Good defensive move by Michael Hackett, but Dexter Shao got the ball loose. And they're going to call the foul again on Dexter. That might be his third.
You know, Dexter has so much intensity, he cannot afford it, or he cannot bear the thought of losing the ball to anybody. That's why he's prone to those fouls on a second
Intensity
motion.
is right, Joe. Intensity is right. He's got so much energy that you can see it bursting from all over his pores.
Oh, well, he's a young man. He's only 23 years old, born March 24, 1963. That makes him a Piscean. Now, those of you who are horoscope junkies, well, you figure that one out. Here's Philip Cesar with a finger roll.
An excellent pass by Dexter. That was a beautiful pass by Dexter Shao. Pinpoint through the eye of a needle, you might say. Very rarely can that be executed, particularly in traffic.
You're so right.
And, well, credit also Philip Cesar for picking up that pass, although it came low, and coming through with that layup. And Philip Cesar, of course, he scored 11 points in his first game this third conference, and he came through with 6 block shots.
Incidentally, that big burst of applause that you heard a few seconds back was intended to greet the entry of Sonny Jaworski into the ball game for the first time. 24-21.
Dexter has been recalled to the bench because of his third foul, and in his place, B-Boy Ravanes.
Ray Bates making his move up. B-Boy Ravanes, he goes to the... That's his dunk. That's the one you were waiting for, Quinito.
That's what everyone was waiting for, and he just wanted to wait for Dexter Shao to take his place on the bench, and now he's going to go to work. He feels that he'll have really a mismatch going for him against B-Boy Ravanes.
You know, when they say Billy Ray has mellowed considerably since his last stint in Manila, they are so right. And you see how he's playing a more cerebral-minded ball game. No more showboating, no more crazy antics, just hard business basketball. And we've got another foul.
So far, things not going Shell's way. Reynolds being called for that loose ball foul. Ginebra now has another attempt to stretch that lead of 5.
And with 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Shellmen are themselves on the brink of team foul trouble with 6. And the baseline ref holds the action.
They'll recall the throw-in.
Okay, let's do it nice and proper, fellas, says the two refs, Dr. Ting Cruz.
No, I think they're going to give it to Shell. Sonny Jaworski stepped on the line as he inbounded. So that's a violation. They'll give the ball to Shell.
Apparently a mental lapse on the part of the Big J. And this is a golden opportunity for the Shellmen to draw even closer. Yes, sir. Bernie Fabiosa coming through with a 3-pointer to chop down the Ginebra lead to just 2 points. They want to go to the second quarter with the score dead even. Marquez. Oh, he ran that beautifully. He ran the gauntlet there.
Down the baseline. Well, Fred Reynolds did not have time to double up on defense because he was worried that there might be a drop pass for Michael Hackett. But good decoy play there, consummating Joey Marquez down the baseline.
So it's back to a 4-point lead for the Ginebras. And here's Fred Reynolds working agonizingly against Michael Hackett. Puts it up on a turnaround. It's no good. A struggle for the loose letter one by Michael. Ray Bates immediately down court for Ginebra San Miguel. And look at him eluding B-Boy Ravanes with some smart ball handling skills. Joey Marquez was fouled by Bernie Fabiosa. Since they're not in team foul trouble, it is going to be the second personal, but there won't be any free throws. So we'll be back after this quarter break. Here's Billy Ray Bates. Good drop pass to Michael Hackett. It's counted.
And they'll do that every time. Billy Ray Bates, he can fake a shot from outside, and when the defense is collapsing on him, he will drop pass, as you see it here in that slow motion replay. Michael Hackett getting the easy 2 points inside the paint, now a 3-point play opportunity. Michael Hackett definitely dominating at this point. Fred Reynolds inside.
Unquestionably so. And going back to Billy Ray Bates, lost in his reputation as a slump dunk artist is the fact that he's also one of the finest assist men among the imports we've seen.
And that's a sign of his blossoming maturity. The fact that he's able to give and take. In other words, dish out the assist pass as well as take the shots himself.
Well, he did promise to give more for Sonny Jaworski in his stint with Ginebra San Miguel this year. Cesar tries a pass inside to Fred Reynolds. Instead, Dexter Shouse gets the 2 points. It's counted with a foul to boot.
And it'll be a retaliation 3-point play opportunity here for Dexter Shouse.
Joey Marquez was called for that foul. Shouse looking for a 3-point opportunity. Well, he has a 3-point opportunity. And let's see. He hails from Terre Haute, Indiana.
He was a fourth-round draft choice, Joe, for Los Angeles Lakers in 1985. And before coming to the PBA, he played in the United States Basketball Summer League and also attended the Chicago Bulls training camp in the NBA.
That's right. He's got very solid credentials going for him. Billy Ray Bates missing from the corner. Struggle for the loose ball. Forrest of Limbs miss. Reaching for it. Sugar Ray Lazaro winning out. He gets a shovel pass from Dexter Shouse. He takes it off the backboard and misses. Too wide off the glass. Sonny Jaworski swiftly bring it downtown on the opposite end of the floor. Bates.
At every opportunity, they'll run.
They'll run. And Billy Ray Bates will score. 33-26.
Taking it straight to the hole. He feels that he really has a big advantage over B-Boy Ravanes. That's obvious.
Joey Marquez keeping a close tab on Dexter Shouse. Ray Lazaro. Shouse spots from 18. Bullseye.
Well, the man also has a good hand from outside.
Yes, indeed, he does. What else can he not do? 10.5 to go in the first half. One team foul apiece. 5-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. The Big J directing the operation from the floor himself. Joey Marquez in the right wing. Billy Ray Bates hounded by B-Boy Ravanes. Donovan Palayo, incidentally, is also on the floor. And Mr. Bisabi spots a foul. No, it's an illegal defense violation.
Warning. That's what happens when a team is concentrating its offense on one or two individual players. The defense of the other team begins to collapse on him, and the other players don't play honest defense anymore.
Joey Marquez exactly is not known for his 3-point prowess. He tried one in vain, and here's Dexter Shouse quickly on the other end of the floor. Missing at point-blank range. Philip Cesar gets a second crack at it and banks it in.
And Dexter making that play possible. He kept the ball alive with his tremendous leaping ability.
Fantastic. We're seeing a lot of superhuman performances from the imports.
And look at the jockeying inside now between Michael Hackett and Fred Reynolds.
And
Michael
Hackett
again winning out.
Yes, sir. Outsmarting Fred Reynolds. Bolsa Hernandez not on the floor right now.
Well, the center territory is really the domain of Michael Hackett. And Fred Reynolds, of course, in college, he was used to playing power forward and even small forward. So this might be a completely new type of ball game for Fred Reynolds, having to play inside all the time.
The foul was called on Billy Ray Bates. He was jostling for position there against Ray Lazaro. So it's Sugar Ray versus Billy Ray. Good pass inside. Not really that good. It was telegraphed, and here's Jaworski right down the middle. Michael Hackett for the follow-up.
Off-balance follow-up shot by Michael Hackett. He can smell that ball. He knows where it's going to go. And he can throw it up also at any position, from any position, and even falling down.
Well, Ginebra San Miguel has certainly put together a gilt-edged cast for this year's Open Conference, making them real contenders for the crowd. But then, of course, they'll have to go through the likes of great taste. And that was Fred Reynolds coming through with a looper for only his fourth marker tonight. 37-32. That's how ineffectual he's been against Michael Hackett. And look at Dexter Shouse. It's a 4-on-3 situation. Dexter Shouse put it up.
Blocked by Sonny Jaworski. No, they're going to call a foul. And looks like Sonny Jaworski and Dexter Shouse now having a few changing of words.
And Jaworski really blowing his top this time.
Maybe a technical might be in order here. Few of the players now blowing their top, and Ray Lazaro and Sonny Jaworski going at it.
Yes. Originally, it was Dexter Schaus and Sonny Jaworski that Ryan Lazaro stepped in between, and now everybody is beginning to get into the picture.
And even Edo
including
Campos in
Edo
the fray.
Campo. Wow. Somehow we knew this was bound to happen because of the tense atmosphere that preceded this ball game.
Well, the referees obviously have to keep this game under control. There's players, there's fans, there's coaches all over the court.
Okay, here's Jaworski explaining to Ray Lazaro exactly what he wanted. And you know what's nice about this whole thing is that the players can blow their top. And look at them shaking hands in a gesture of fine sportsmanship. How about that? I'm wondering about how Edo Campo got into the floor, though.
As well as the other fans and players who stormed into the court. But I'm sure glad to see that no punches were thrown. I think that's really a sign of growing maturity here among our PBA players. I think maybe a decade ago when the PBA was still young, I'm sure in a situation like that, some punches would have already been thrown. But I guess the players now know what's best for them.
Well, these are now professionals, Quinito.
Bottom line is they want to be able to set good examples here for a lot of the fans who come in droves to watch them play as pros.
Sonny Jaworski in particular has been set up as a role model by a lot of kids. And that gesture of sportsmanship on his part certainly acquitted. Oh, they're going to call a technical foul on him? And now Sonny Jaworski is raising Cain. Why a technical foul on me and why just a warning on Edo Campo?
And if Sonny doesn't watch out, he might be slapped with another technical and it might be showers for him.
That's right.
Now it's Chito Lizaga who's talking. Chito being
Yes,
the
Chito
captain
has to do the talking now for Ginebra San Miguel because they stand a pretty good chance of having their heart and soul and their spiritual leader vanquished or banished from the court.
Our camera should be trained over to where the sideline action was. There was absolutely no action on that part of the floor that the camera was covering earlier.
All right, now he's got two more coming to him. No, just one more.
I guess the referees just want to keep this game under control. But Sonny Jaworski now going over to Crispin Aldiosa on one side of the court, pleading his case.
All right, here is Michael Hackett now asking the referee why Dexter Schaus is being given another foul shot.
So maybe the gift shot because Dexter Schaus was in the act of shooting.
Actually, there were two technicals, so they nullified each other. So what Dexter Schaus actually took was just the regular foul shots allotted to him as a result of the foul committed on him in the act of shooting. All right, here's Michael Hackett on the Ginebra side of the floor. I thought it was too wide off the glass. It found its way into the hoop just the same.
Cool as a cucumber. And that's the only way to be able to quell a budding uprising, is to be able to play basketball the way it should be played. And Michael Hackett showing a lot of class here, putting the ball in the hole without a plum, just as effective as can be.
So it was a technical, after all, called on Edo Campo too. All right, 39-34, 5-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel, 8:17 remaining before the halftime break. Philip Cesar will inbound for the Spark Eaters of Formula Shell. Philip in the three-point region now makes his move. Donovan Palayo is shadowing him. Billy Ray against Sugar Ray. Dexter Schaus blocked by Michael Hackett. And it's going to count. Goaltending. Goaltending violation proved very costly there for Ginebra San Miguel. They're ahead by just 3 shaky points with exactly 8 minutes left in the first half. Sonny Jaworski against Ray Lazaro. Coming out of nowhere is Dexter Schaus. His steal was not completed. However, it's going to be one more time on the block for Billy Ray Bates and company.
And you can feel the tension now in the air as these 10 protagonists do battle on this floor.
Like old Roman gladiators
right.
in a free-for-all at the Coliseum.
And Don Ampalayo announcing his entry there with a side shot.
It's 41-36, back to a 5-point margin for Ginebra San Miguel. 7:41 in the balance for the first half. Ivo Davanis harassed by Sonny Jaworski. Dexter Schaus leaves Loizaga behind and makes it on another dazzling drive.
That's what you call a nifty penetration, Joe.
Yes, sir. And Bogs Adornado is still being kept on hold. He's one of the original members of the Grosby First Five, sporting, of course, Grosby rubber shoes, the official basketball shoes of the PBA. Ivo Davanis reaches for the sky to acknowledge his second personal. 7:20 remaining, first half. Just a 3-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. The big J inbounding. Gives it over to Joey Loizaga. He lobs it into Billy Ray Bates in a crowded situation. He finds Dondon Palayo open, and Ampalayo gets it right back. Tenacity by Dondon. He goes to Michael Hackett. Okay. Very intense rebounding on the part of Ginebra San Miguel, keeping the ball right on their turf. Loizaga himself was thwarted, but it continues to stay with Ginebra San Miguel.
Good defensive positioning there by Shell, disallowing Ginebra San Miguel to take those shots from inside. They're going to call a foul on Ray Lazaro as he picks up splinters.
Well, gallant effort by Ray Lazaro, but that kind of thing can really backfire on you. So he's got a double black eye as we watch that last piece of action in slow-mo. Ray Lazaro not only failed in his effort to steal, he also picked up a foul, and that would be the third team foul for Shell against 4 for Ginebra San Miguel, and we're close to the halfway point of the second quarter. Still a 3-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. Both clubs looking for victory number 2 in this week-old Open Conference.
A lot of jockeying for positioning now as the inbound is given up.
Here's Billy Ray Bates. What a smart move of
He wanted to fish for that foul. He knew that Biboy Ravanes had bitten on his fake.
That's right.
So he figured, well, while the man is up in the air, I might as well go up straight for a shot. He knew he was going to get the foul.
And now he's on the stripe for a pair of charities.
A heady maneuver there. And Billy Ray Bates, you can't run out of trivia about this gentleman. He's played in the NBA, in the Continental League. He's figured in 4 slam dunking contests. And in 1979, he won a slam dunk one-on-one duel against Larry McNeil, a former PBA import.
Incidentally, he has a game high of 64 points during his stint with the Crispa Redmonizers about 3 years back. 42-38, a 4-point lead now for Ginebra San Miguel. Billy Ray Bates so far has a total of 14 markers.
Joey Loizaga giving up the foul there. Could not keep in step with Dexter Shaws, who probably would have had an open lane straight to the basket that time.
Ray Lazaro inbounding from the left sideline. Ravanes takes it in. Here's Dexter Shaws, and immediately on top of him is Joey Loizaga. Top assignment here for the young Loizaga, but he's giving it everything he's got and then some. Here's Philip Cesar against Michael Hackett. The fall away is no good. Fred Reynolds for the offensive rebound. It's going to be a turnover on an offensive foul.
Again, warding off with his arm. Fred Reynolds collecting a personal foul. Michael Hackett showing what he can do here on defense and making Fred Reynolds really eat dirt.
And he's choking on that dirt right now. Still a 4-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. 6.5 to go. First half. Oh, that was a very hazardous pass dished out by Sonny Jaworski, but it paid off handsomely. Billy Ray Bates coming through.
Shell looking a little bit disorganized at this point. Maybe what they should do is to try to set up patterns from outside. It looks like Fred Reynolds is being outplayed inside, and so maybe they'll have to open up. They'll try to open up defense by putting in some perimeter shots. Maybe now they'll need Bob Sadernado for that.
Dondon Palayo makes his move. Another suicidal drive by him. It won't go. Billy Ray Bates keeps it alive. And look at that behind the back pass to Michael Hackett. They go to Sonny Jaworski, who blew it. Well, Sonny was not expecting the pass. He thought Michael Hackett was going to take the bucket himself. On the other end of the floor, the Shellmen on the attack. Billy Ray Bates quick to come down on defense. Keeping up his man, Ray Lazaro, as Dexter Shaws.
It was a crowded situation, and Billy Ray Bates, of course, was there to provide some intimidation. Dexter Shaws did not get enough balance to slam that ball in.
Timeout will be back here.
And plus this cloud of tension that's hanging all over us because of this hard-fought game.
Probably more the tension than the actual temperature.
Right. It's really heating up in more ways than one.
Reynolds just picked up his 4th personal. That's bad news for Edocampo. Jaworski inbounding from the left sideline. Okay, there's the lob pass to Michael Hackett. And Bibo Ravanes had his number, and Hackett is called for traveling. Great defensive job being done by Bibo Ravanes for Shell. And he's quarterbacking along with Dexter Shaws. They're down by 6 points, 44-38. They're also on the brink of team foul trouble, though, with 6 against only 5 for Ginebra San Miguel, and a good 5:15 remaining in the first half. Dexter Shaws working off Joey Loizaga. Reynolds playing outside against Dondon Palayo. Inside now, drive by Dexter Shaws.
A magical move there by Dexter Shaws. The ball went in. Basket will not count.
You know, it is his suicidal approach to the basketball game that gets him on the floor lots of times. And here's Sonny Cabatu for more
muscle. With a
muscle.
lot of intensity and energy, Dexter Shouse. And he's showing the PBA fans that he's got the heart to play this game to the hilt.
Oh, he's got the heart the size of a battleship.
Not
beautiful steal by Joey Loizaga.
A horrible pass by Sonny Cabatu.
Horrible pass, you said it.
He
Fresh
threw
from
that
the bench.
That's right. He threw that pass straight into the hands of Joey.
Jackknife shot by Billy Ray Bates. Got it on the second try. 44-38. 45-38. 7-point lead for Ginebra. 4:42 remaining in the first half. Dexter Shouse, confronted as usual by Chito Lizaga. Dondon Ampalayo, who is keeping a tight watch on Philip Cesar, who just set up a pick for Shouse.
A good maneuver there by Dexter Shouse, eluding his man by just making a reverse spin. And he found himself all alone. Ginebra inside defense was not able to collapse quick enough to be able to stop Dexter from making that shot.
Joey Lizaga unmolested. He misses. And Philip Cesar pulls down the defensive rebound for Shell. That would be his fourth rebound tonight. Correction, that's his fifth. 2 and 3. Another suicidal drive by Dexter Shouse didn't pay off. Loizaga picks up the garbage. And the Ginebras are on the run once again. Dondon Ampalayo. Good fake. Billy Ray Bates comes out of nowhere to pull down the rebound and keeps it in the turf of Ginebra San Miguel. They're up ahead by 6. Make that 9 on a triple by Billy Ray Bates.
His first triple for the night out of 3 attempts. Billy Ray Bates definitely back in harness here.
That guy has really mellowed and matured, and he's now a superb performer on all counts. Chito Lizaga, or rather Joey Lizaga, almost pulling up a steal. Dexter Shouse recovering. Blocked by Michael Hackett. Philip Cesar shakes everybody off, tries his own frontal assault, and we've got a loose ball foul. Sonny Cabatu hitting the deck.
Tremendous defense being shown here by Ginebra San Miguel. And I think that's the right coaching strategy as we take a look at that slow motion replay. Sonny Jaworski probably instructed his boys, just tighten up the defense inside. Make the formula shell players work extremely hard for those inside attempts and make them just shoot from outside. Have them take the low percentage shots.
Michael Hackett in the right wing, swarmed upon by a double team. Let's see if he can escape it. He does, going to Ampalayo. Now the big J. Cross court to Billy Ray. Billy Ray with a pump fake against Philip Cesar. Philip didn't bite, and Bates misses the shot. Hackett for the follow-up.
The man is doing it in both ends of the court.
And it's now a double-digit advantage for the Ginebras at 51-40. Time left, 2:56 in the second quarter. Dexter Shouse quickly to Ray Lazaro. Hackett tightening up on Lazaro. Sonny Cabatu looked very ungainly playing outside. Futile attempt to save there by Philip Cesar as we move into another timeout. Michael Hackett against Sonny Cabatu. He pulls it up. Good defense put up there by Sonny Cabatu and company. And there was a foul in the rebound struggle. Dante Gonzalgo making his presence felt by committing a foul. Jose Donato is likewise reporting back for duty. Replacing Biboy Tavares.
I saw Dante Gonzalgo, Joe, acting as one of the escorts or male muses during the opening ceremonies of the WNCAA at the Loyola Center some weeks back. He was joined there by Alan Kaidik, I remember, and Joey Lizaga, if I'm not mistaken, was also there.
All the good-looking guys of
right.
the National League. All right. We've got a foul on that drive by Sonny Cabatu. It has been called on Dante Gonzalgo. That would be his second in a row. And Dexter Shouse, the recipient of the foul, is going to strive for a pair of charities. They need to get back into contention, and the only way to do that is to break that 2-digit barrier, which is staring them in the face right now. An 11-point lead by Ginebra San Miguel, now cut down to just 10. Both clubs are in team foul trouble, so all defensive and loose ball fouls will incur the penalty of 2 free throws. 2 for 2 by Dexter Shouse. It's 51-42. Just a 9-point lead now for Ginebra San Miguel. Here's Dante Gonzalgo, Billy Ray Bates. You know, Billy has been playing all throughout, and he has hardly worked up a sweat.
He's pacing himself. You can tell. Also, Michael Hackett has been carrying the brunt of the offense.
That's that drive by Dante Gonzalgo didn't pay off in the end. Dexter Shouse regains control of the leather for Shell. Coming out of nowhere is Dondon Palayo. Gonzalo. That was a very dangerous pass.
Well, not too many players can do that, you know, thread the eye of the needle with a bounce pass in heavy traffic. Dexter Schaus showed that he could do it earlier, but maybe not Dante Gonzalgo, not just yet.
Well, under better circumstances, he could probably do it.
Another, incidentally, is also in the game now.
Yes.
So I guess
Dexter Schaus with another beautiful steal. He's going to go for the cookie. Yes, sir. Billy Ray Bates out-sprinting Dexter Schaus when Billy Ray Bates was a good 2 miles behind him.
But they're going to call Billy for the foul, and Billy can't believe it.
Well.
But he got him on the body, and very gentlemanly, very sportsmanlike, Billy Ray Bates raises up his arm, acknowledging the foul.
Frontal assault to the basket. Sonny Cabado didn't have a prayer with that jump shot. And he's going to be called for an offensive foul.
Well, he kicked out with his foot that time. So, you know, when you don't have your head in the ball game, if you got something else in mind other than score the points, it's going to catch up to you. And that time the referees caught up with Sonny Cabado. He just kicked out there, got called for the foul.
Another squandered opportunity to score for the Shellmen. Billy Ray Bates comes up with an air ball right into the hands of Ray Lazaro. Here's Bugs Arenado.
And it's going to be a 2-on-1.
He's going to go strong for the hoop against Dondon. And Dondon is going to be given for the foul. Only the first personal for Ampalayo.
Good move there by Bugs Arenado. He very deftly fished for that foul. Took a side step towards the center instead of taking the ball straight to the side. And he was able to collect the foul.
By the way, how to execute the correct jump ball position. This will be Norman Black's topic in tonight's issue of Burlington Basketball Clinic, coming your way right after this match. 53-45, an 8-point advantage for Ginebra San Miguel with only 1 minute and 4 seconds in the balance for the first half. Billy Ray Bates. Billy Ray already has accounted for 21 of Ginebra's points. That's almost half the output. Look at Dexter Schaus. He's got murder written all over his eyes as Arenado sinks it very leisurely, very nonchalantly from the corner. 53-47, Shell once again closing in on Ginebra San Miguel. Billy Ray Bates wants to get it back right away.
And they'll call it 3-point. And he raises both arms in to acknowledge that.
Both to acknowledge it and to also call the 3-point shot himself.
Ever the showman.
Here's Bugs Arenado. Jump shot on the run is no good, and here's Dondon Palayo. Another fast break in the works for Ginebra San Miguel. It's a 4-on-1 situation for Dexter Schaus. Nothing he could do about that.
Well, Dexter was a little afraid that they might pass the ball to Billy Ray Bates, so I think he was more concerned about keeping Billy in check, but he didn't know that Dante Gonzalo already had an open lane.
Dexter Schaus got his revenge. 58-49, and it's 0 hour for the first half. A 9-point advantage for Ginebra as both clubs repair to their locker rooms for their halftime sessions with their respective coaches. And I hope also to cool down and make this game a little bit easier on us, tense-wise, in the second half. We'll be right back.
I'm Egay Quesada. My passion is motoring and motorsports.
My name is Lovelove Joseco. My passion is motorcycles, especially racing.
Hi, I'm Matt Montoya. I guess entertainment is what started the whole line of work that I'm doing now, which is basically in broadcasting, TV, radio, and now I recently dabbled in writing in Tagalog, which has made me motoring editor for several tabloids.
The passion started really very early, like when I was 5, 6, or 7, playing with matchboxes, toy cars, and bicycles. At the age of 10, my parents brought me to a go-kart track. When I was too young then, my parents didn't allow me to race. So it took 14, 15 years after I really joined the real race and competed with the pro kart drivers.
Have you heard of handicapped people? the special people, and they can do sports, sometimes even better than people with complete body parts. They're my inspiration. So, balewala, all the accidents I'm going through is nothing.
One thing that inspires me, are the people that are around me, from the people that I work with, from the people that get us to be part of the industry, the whole motoring industry as a whole, and the most important person that is central to my life, which is the viewer.
I hope to do more international coverage. There's still a lot of motoring events abroad that I would want to cover.
I still wish that I could race abroad, at least the experience of stepping on different racetracks.
Well, we see ourselves in the next 3 to 5 years as making the community understand more. Isa sa mga magagandang bagay na ginagawa namin ay ginagawa namin pang-ordinaryong tao ang industriyang ito.
Please do watch Inside Motoring.
Only here on Pinoy Extreme Channel.
No limits.
Danny Gonzalgo along with Chito Loizaga, Michael Hackett, Billy Ray Bates, and Terry Saldana. They form the cast for Ginebra San Miguel in this third period. Sonny Jaworski is keeping himself on hold. For the Shell Formula Spark 8ers, we have the two imports right there, Dexter Shows and Fred Reynolds, along with Bogs Renado, Philip Cesar, and this is Marquez, Totoy Marquez. Seeing action for the first time tonight, thwarting the shot by Terry Saldana, but Terry had the inside track on the rebound, losing it to the sideline. Bogs Renado inbounding, and he's quarterbacking along with Dexter Shows. Here's Dexter, now suddenly changing gears and going to the hoop. Great follow-up, but it's not going to count.
And they'll call offensive goaltending that time. So the ball was still around the cylinder on Dexter Shows' shot. We saw that in your slow motion replay. Absolutely no sanction for Fred Reynolds to leap high above the rim to try to put the ball inside.
One of the few cases of offensive goaltending we've seen so far in the Open Conference, but we probably will see a lot more with the presence of a lot of great high-leaping imports. Another brilliant steal pulled off this time by Fred Reynolds. This time he outclassed Michael Hackett, and he's going to be called for
that was a good
illegal
call.
dribble.
That was a good call. Well, after Fred Reynolds had perpetrated that steal, Hackett just stood his ground. He knew that he had Fred Reynolds trapped in the corner there. And Fred Reynolds dribbled the ball, stopped, and then dribbled again. He got called for steps.
So Reynolds' heroics went for naught there. Billy Ray Bates nonchalantly aims from the three-point region, a tad short. Danny Gonzalgo keeps it alive for Ginebra San Miguel. Tries his own shot and finds the hoop. 60-49. Another rousing start for the third period here by the Ginebras, who are now up by a double-digit advantage. 11 points, 60-49. A minute and 12 seconds gone by in the third quarter of action. Cesar to Bogs Renado. Philip Cesar providing a pick for Boggs, but Chito Loizaga is immediately on top of him. He escapes him anyway.
That's a tough shot by Bogs Renado, but being the fine shot maker that he is, he got it off.
So Ginebra's lead is trimmed down again to 9 markers as Billy Ray Bates tried to work it to low post. Terry Saldana lost it on a swipe from behind by Toto Marquez.
Well, Toto had good offensive position there. No, I'm sorry. It was Terry Saldana who had good offensive position. So Toto Marquez had no business trying to swat the ball from behind there. He got called for the foul. That time he got good defensive rebounding position.
Bogs Renado banging bodies with Billy Ray Bates. That was a gallant thing for Bogs to do, challenging Billy Ray Bates and all 220 pounds of him.
And it might be a shell-up rising here, keyed by Bogs Renado. We take a look at it again. Bogs just flipping the ball through. He knew the foul was going to be called, so a pro's handiwork.
And he fails to complete a masterpiece. 60-53, it's still a 7-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. Billy Ray Bates in the left wing. He has to cope with Philip Cesar and Dexter Shows at the same time. Saldana goes up against Reynolds. Terry Saldana, totally unintimidated and oblivious of the presence of imports in this conference. 62-53, back to a 9-point advantage for Ginebra San Miguel. Dexter Shows. Here's Reynolds. He's going to challenge Michael Hackett one-on-one. Oh, yes. Second crack did it. 62-55. Hey!
Easily for 2
Was
points.
that an inbound pass or was that an inbound pass?
Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
Yes, sir. Great partnership here between Billy Ray and Michael Hackett.
And this Dexter Shouse, he reminds me so much of the NBA player World B. Free. Also about the same height, a good shooting guard. He has those funny nimble moves when he's bringing the ball up court or down court.
Reynolds getting it right back to Bugs Renado. The Shellman working this out very methodically. Here's Bugs. He's challenging Chito Lizaga. A couple of pump fakes. And he goes to the open man, Tote Marquez. He fails to deliver, though. And Michael Hackett pulls down his umpteenth rebound tonight. He's still got that graceful gallop down court. Billy Ray Bates puts it up off the glass. 66-55. The Ginebras constantly squelching and stymieing every attempted uprising by the Shellmen.
No flashiness in the attempt of Billy Ray Bates.
It's
silently effective.
No-nonsense basketball by Billy Ray Bates in this conference. Okay, we've got a foul on the other end of the floor. Dante Gonzalgo just collected his fourth personal. That would be the third team foul for Ginebra against only one for Shell.
And Dexter working extra hard here to get Shell back into this ball game. So far, nursing a 11-point deficit.
Dexter Shouse has already 24 points to his credit. Reynolds has been kept down to only 8 markers by Michael Hackett.
Last season in the Continental League, Joe, Dexter Shouse averaged 13.3 points and 2.7 rebounds in 40 games for Kansas City and Baltimore. So not exactly impressive statistics for Dexter Shouse, but he's certainly showing us a lot of class in the PBA this season.
And he is only 23 years old. That makes him a hungry fighter, Kenito.
That's right.
66-57, 9-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. 8:45 remaining in the third quarter. Here's Billy Ray Bates against Philip Cesar. Won't go this time. And Fred Reynolds uncontested in that rebound. And look at him gallop down court with a leather, trying to squeeze between Chito Loizaga and Dante Gonzalgo, hitting the deck and drawing the foul. Gonzalgo has his 5th personal.
Look at that again. A squeeze play there by Fred Reynolds collecting the foul, not the basket.
This guy can dribble well for a guy who stands all of 6'6". And Ray Perez is going to check right back into the ball game to replace Dante Gonzalgo, who's on the brink of disqualification with 5 personals. Fred Reynolds, he weighs only 207 pounds, but that's all muscle. Ray Perez
right.
just checked in.
He was the Washington Bullets second-round draft choice, Joe, in 1984, and he played 2 years with a former PBA import at the University of Texas at El Paso, and that former import was Julius Wayne.
That's right. And he's only 26 years old, which makes me about 4 years older. How about that? I'm a liar. 66-59 is the count.
Oh, a clean steal here by Dexter Shouse.
Shouse against Perez. Perez stood his ground, and Shouse took the hoop. 61-66. Big uprising again being mounted by the Shellmen. They're down by just 5 markers. Chito Lizaga trying to orchestrate the offensive for the Ginebras, while Jaworski continues to keep himself in cold storage. Here's Michael Hackett, trapped by Philip Cesar as well as 2 other guys, and there's going to be a foul on one of them.
Well, a good switching defense there by Shell. Philip Cesar, he was shadowing Billy Ray Bates, but when Michael Hackett got free from Fred Reynolds, Philip Cesar doubled up on defense. A good move by Philip.
And right now, let's watch the Michael the Archangel. Oh.
Good timing there. Fred Reynolds just didn't have the timing, the rhythm, to go up with Michael Hackett that time.
Back to a 7-point marker for Ginebra San Miguel. Tote Marquez.
Look at the jockeying for position between Fred and Michael.
And the ball is swiped out of his hands. He was stripped clean by Chito Lizaga, but look at Billy Ray Bates. Wow.
He almost landed on someone's lap. I think it might have been a girl he was eyeing.
Well, yes, there were a few girls in that part of the gallery. Let's watch him again as he scoots over the railing into the waiting arms of, it wasn't a girl he landed into.
No, I think it was a man.
Yes. Shouse misses. Philip Cesar is fouled on the follow-up attempt.
Oh, smart play by Philip Cesar. Probably one of the hideous players in the PBA today among the locals.
That's an understatement. A lot of people figures he might be the most cerebral local player in the entire league.
That's right. You know, I was talking with a PBA official just recently, and he was telling me, I won't mention his name for fear that some people might ascribe some bias, but this man was telling me that Philip Cesar, he does not really exert too much effort in the court. In other words, he just puts out so much that he can get the results that he wants. So he does not expend extra energy. He has no extra moves on his way to the basket or what he does on the floor. So Philip Cesar really showing what it takes to be a consummate pro
Well, no need for anonymity there because it can be said without fear or contradiction.
Oh, well, I won't mention his name anyway.
Okay. You won't let that cat out of the bag? Okay, it stays there. 68-62, 6-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel, 7:20 remaining in the third period. All right, here's Billy Ray Bates, hounded now by Philip Cesar. Ray Perez against Dexter Schaus. Billy lobs it into Hackett. Hackett is fouled. Totoy will be called for it.
Well, Ed Ocampo's instructions definitely are to be able to double team Michael Hackett inside. Fred Reynolds showing that he's really no match for Michael Hackett once Michael gets the ball down low. So he wants a lot of the other shell players to double up on defense, make it a little difficult for Michael Hackett to get away with those easy 2 points underneath the hoop.
Michael Hackett has already accounted for 30 points of Ginebra San Miguel. Let's see if he can come up with a split here. Yes, he does. 69-62, 7-point advantage for Ginebra San Miguel, 7:10 remaining in the third period. Dexter Schaus eluding Ray Perez. He goes for the dunk. Right in the face of Michael Hackett at that.
That's right, in his face.
And the Ginebra lead is chipped. It's down to just 5 points. Perez.
And that certainly was a morale booster for Shell.
I didn't notice Isaac until he was dished out that pass by Ray Perez. Billy Ray Bates in a tight fix. Terry Saldana inside heavy traffic, losing it to Reynolds. But Hackett takes it out of the hands of Reynolds, who lands on 3 people's laps there at ringside.
And look
Dexter
at Fred
Schaus.
Reynolds.
Dexter Schaus, grim determination written all over his face, wanted to bring it coast to coast.
And
he got
everyone's
fouled.
really up and about now. See that slow motion replay. Dexter Schaus just wanted to take the ball straight to the hole, and Fred Reynolds, he was left behind because he got himself entangled there with some fans at ringside. When he saw that Dexter had a fast break going, he stepped on the press table. He actually ran on the press table to get back into the hard court. So terrific intensity and determination.
Yes, I have this funny feeling that we're not really watching a basketball game. Seems more like a peer brawl going on here at the Ultra.
This is really a showman's game that we're being treated to.
All right, Schaus comes through, 69-65, and Shell is within striking distance, just 4 points down, 6.5 to go, third quarter. Sonny Jaworski is back on the floor.
I guess you can call it, Joe, sports entertainment at its best. Everyone really is getting entertained here tonight.
And you can't argue with the kind of crowd you have here at the Ultra. Nobody can dispute that the PBA is indeed the best means and the most popular means of entertainment for the Filipino masses.
Well, a clear getaway there by Terry Saldana, and that's what happens when you're concentrating your defense on the imports. Some local was bound to get free, and that time Terry Saldana took it all the way home.
71-65, 6-point advantage for Ginebra San Miguel. Totoy Marquez trying the 20-footer in vain. Follow up by Fred Reynolds. Oh, Totoy Marquez himself.
A tip-in, an unexpected tip-in from Totoy.
71-67. Shell keeping Ginebra within arm's length. And that steal is not going to help. Ginebra scores one bit as Reynolds is going to attack that board. Yes, sirree, he does.
And Billy Ray Bates did not contest that. He knew that Fred Reynolds had a dunk going.
Hackett
and Michael
does it
Hackett
very
on
nicely.
the other end retaliating.
73-69. You know, a dunk involves a great expense of energy.
That's
it involves
right.
a big burst of energy, so it can really tire you out if you do it unnecessarily. Adornado from the corner. Yes, sir. 73-69. Make that 73-71. Just a 2-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. The Shellmen slowly inching right into the ball game, and unless Ginebra can come up with a basket here, they'll be in a position to equalize. Billy Ray Bates got blocked from behind by Dexter Schaus. Oh, this is a moment Billy Ray will find hard to live down, and here's Dexter
And
scooting
he's
downward.
showboating right now.
He is showboating, and if he didn't, he might have gotten his 2 points. All right, Billy Ray. Okay, he wants revenge, and revenge he's got.
And you notice, Joe, he did not expend extra energy there. He could have gone in and tried for a slam dunk, but he just decided to just pop the ball from about 5 feet.
Well, you can't say enough about the way this young man has really mellowed into a mature player. 75-72, 3-point lead for Ginebra. Jaworski drops it off to Isaac, and Isaac fails. Hackett for the offensive rebound. The semi-hook block, and that's going to be goaltending by
That was a
Fred
good
Reynolds.
call. On the downward fall, Fred Reynolds tapping the ball.
5-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel, 77-72. Nip and Tuck affair here. Oh, they gave Adornado free access to the baseline that time. And so once again, they're within striking distance, just 3 points down at 77-74, 4:14 remaining in the third quarter. 16 fouls for Ginebra San Miguel. They're on the brink of team foul trouble. Only 3 for Shell. Saldana works it over to Isaac, the pump fake, and he goes to Billy Ray Bates. Billy saves it from the corner. Pad short. Philip Cesar for the rebound. Here's Dexter Shouse again. Look at him. Gangway, says he. Reynolds dunks it in.
Another
Softly.
2 points.
77-75.
And it's that transition game of Ginebra San Miguel that's really keeping their heads way, way above water here. Just as Shell gets a basket on one end, the transition game of Ginebra San Miguel earns them a bucket on the other.
Sonny Jaworski wants a timeout. He'll get it. What is the bone of contention here anyhow? Would you know, Mr. Marshall? You are our scorekeeper. Okay. 77-76. The scoreboard still reads that way. And so they're still taking a long while trying to figure out the exact score. Everybody is consulting everybody else.
You know, it gives us a chance to examine the heights of the imports on the floor. You see that Fred Reynolds has a distinctive maybe 1 or maybe 2 inches advantage over Michael Hackett in ceiling. And of course, you would have Billy Ray Bates getting the advantage in height over Dexter Shouse, probably also about 1-2 inches. But Michael Hackett, of course, I think he has more width than Fred Reynolds.
Oh, unquestionably so.
So he probably outweighs him by about, I would say, about 10 pounds, at least.
Close to that.
And I think that's the reason also why he has been able to have his way inside the paint.
All right, they've determined that the figures posted on the scoreboard are correct. So it's 77-76, a 1-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. Here's Terry Saldana. He's bumping bodies with Ray Lazaro. He squeezes his way through, forces the shot, and misses. Isaac follows up. The rookie coming through in the clutch.
An unexpected stab there, but he had good offensive rebounding position. So Isaac just put the ball into the hole easily.
Back to a 3-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. That should give them a little breathing room in the phase of this sizzling rally being mounted by the Formula Shell Spark 8ers. Good steal by Michael Hackett, literally taking the ball out of the hands of Dexter Shouse like candy from a baby.
Exactly, a good double teaming defense there by Ginebra San Miguel. Dexter Shouse found himself covered by 2 Ginebra San Miguel, gave up the ball in the steal.
There is Saldana. Gets a pick from Michael Hackett, but did not escape Fred Reynolds.
Well, you call that smothering.
Yes. 3:24 remaining in the third quarter. 16 fouls for Ginebra. They're on the brink of team foul trouble against only 4 for Formula Shell. Billy Ray Bates isolated against Philip Cesar. Now swarmed upon by double team. And loose ball. Isaac wins it. He puts it up. He blew the golden opportunity. And here's Dexter Shouse. Look at him sprinting down court. Like his mother-in-law was chasing him. 79-76 is still the count. 3-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. Terry Saldana. Belling up on him is Adornado. He forces up the shot again. And Reynolds nearly landed on top of him.
Good defense being shown by both clubs here.
Another ceasefire. We shall return very shortly. Sonny Jaworski, who just returned to the ball game, inbounded, and Dr. Ting Cruz blew his whistle. It's addressed to Ray Lazaro. The Big J inbounding, this time from the sideline. Isaac. He's played some quality minutes for Ginebra San Miguel since he was introduced into the ball game about 10 minutes ago by Sonny Jaworski. Here's the Big J. First triple for the evening for Jaworski.
And a big basket also for Ginebra San Miguel while they were trying to protect that lead.
82-76. Ginebra San Miguel proudly carrying the colors of La Tondina Incorporada, a proud landmark in the Philippine economic scene. And here is Philip Cesar. Inside pass to Fred Reynolds, draws a foul.
They'll call it on Isaac.
Second personal for the rookie. And the 17th foul for Ginebra San Miguel. With 2:26 to go, there's still time for Shell to take advantage of that situation. Go foul baiting. Adornado gets a feed and a pick from Philip Cesar, but he blew his opportunity from the corner. Another loose ball foul, this time
On Ray Lazaro.
third personal for Ray.
I think Billy Ray Bates had good rebounding position for that one, but Ray Lazaro just gave him a slight nudge.
So it's still Billy Ray versus Sugar Ray. Sonny Jaworski orchestrating the offensive now, personally, for the Ginebras.
And look at the three-point threats of Ginebra San Miguel on the floor right now. Chito Loizaga, Sonny Jaworski, and Billy Ray Bates.
Miscommunication here. Chito Loizaga was in no position to receive that pass.
He was rounding the bend, and Sonny Jaworski passed the ball to where Chito wasn't any longer.
Nevertheless, they stay on top by 6 points. They're still up by 6. Shaw's missing from 18, and here's Michael Hackett going to the Big J. Billy Ray Burt's ringing in the right wing as Jaworski misses on the lateral assault to the basket, and it's going to be an automatic turnover for Shell. A 6-point deficit still staring the Shellmen right in the face with 1:41 left in this third period. Fred Reynolds against Michael Hackett.
Well, finally breaking the silence for about 3 minutes there. Shell's score did not move from 76.
That was the long artillery of Shell booming away that time. In the three-point region, Billy Ray Bates, and here's Philip Cesar. He knows Billy can take it from there, and so he's hounding Billy no end. Trying to pass to Michael Hackett, taken out of his hands. Tripped again, this time by Dexter Shouse. Dexter goes up against the Big J. Heartbreak. Big heartbreak for Dexter. Score unchanged, 82-78. Piece of cake for Billy Ray.
And Philip Cesar gave him all the room he needed. He didn't want to have to give up any foul.
Well, Philip Cesar realized it was going to be an exercise in futility. Trying to stop that one could have aggravated the situation. Fred Reynolds misses on that drive. And Sonny Jaworski gets it over to... No, he was trying to get it over to Billy Ray Bates. Intercepted. Dexter Shouse now. He goes up against Chito off the glass.
Hesitation move there by Dexter Shouse. He took that shot on the way down.
All right, more or less. The Shellmen are now fighting the Ginebras on even terms. They're down by just 4 points with 26 seconds left in the third period.
Almost had a steal there, but they're going to have Ginebra San Miguel keep the basketball.
And the Shell people are up in arms.
Well, I think it was Ray Lazaro who touched it last. So I think it's going to be a good call. Whites keep it.
This has been a very emotional ball game, believe you me. Billy Ray Bates, he looked a little awkward trying to bring that ball right down the middle and almost losing it to the quick hands of some defenders. They keep the basketball, however, right in their own backyard as the Big J prepares to inbound from the baseline, confronted by Dexter Shouse.
This is the tricky execution that Ginebra San Miguel likes to do. A perfect execution again on the baseline inbound.
That was one time Billy Ray Bates outsmarted Philip Cesar, but to the eternal credit of Cesar, you have to say that he's been doing a great defensive job on Billy Ray so far. 86-80, 6-point lead for Ginebra, and it's 0 hour for the third period. Oh, boy.
Almost made it.
We'll be back.
Shell showing a little bit of recovery here in the third period.
You bet, and the momentum is definitely on their side. Adrenaline level is at a peak right now for the Spark 8ers. And Bog Renado getting it right back to Bernie Fabiosa. Philip Cesar against Terry Saldana. He puts it up. Off the glass is no good. Terry Saldana for the defensive rebound. And Sonny Jaworski scooting down court. Galloping behind him is Billy Ray. 8-point lead now for Ginebra. Fine way to inaugurate the fourth and final chapter of this unfolding epic right here at the Ultra. Fabiosa against the Big J. Fabiosa giving away at least 4 inches to Jaworski. Fred Reynolds giving away nothing in height, but about 10 pounds to Michael Hackett. He tries to work his way in and draws the foul from Hackett.
And before the shot was taken.
Very uncomplaining person, Hackett. I have yet to see him protest a foul.
And Michael Hackett just borrowed the towel of Dexter Schaus, who's sitting on the Shell bench.
All right, Philip Cesar orchestrating the offensive now for Shell. They're looking to trim down that 8-point deficit. Michael Hackett, however, prevents them from coming up with pay dirt. Here's Hackett taking matters into his own hands with a coast-to-coast performance.
And easily sidestepping Bernie Fabiosa.
Agility personified. Michael Hackett, notwithstanding all 200 pounds of him.
And it's a fat 10-point bulge now.
It is a fat 10-point bulge. In the face of that sizzling rally mounted by Shell a few minutes back, Adornado with a fall away from the side. Michael Hackett had the inside track on that rebound. Here's Billy Ray. He's going to make mincemeat of Bernie.
And they'll call the foul to boot on Philip Cesar. Body contact as Billy went up for that dunk.
Gallant effort on the part of Philip Cesar.
Look at it again.
Fabiosa and Philip both chasing Billy Ray Bates. And before the foul shot, we have a timeout. Good fall away by Reynolds. 92-82, 10-point lead for Ginebra, 10:19 to go. Well, that's a step in the right direction for Shell. They're still not out of it. Billy Ray Bates, overhead pass intended for Terry Saldana. Good interception. Pass break in the works.
Made that possible. Preemptive foul there by Sonny Jaworski.
Only the first personal for the Big J. It will send Reynolds to the line. Reynolds was held down to only 6 points in the first half, but he exploded in this second half. He's already got a total of 18 so far. Now he's looking for his 19th marker.
Good shooting hand, Fred Reynolds.
Fred Reynolds, let's see, he's from Texas. He graduated from the University of Texas class of 84, and he hails from my favorite place in Texas. That's El Paso.
And he also played for the United States team in the Pan American Games once upon a time. So a national player.
I wonder why he didn't bring his 10-gallon hat with him. 92-84, 8-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. Here's Saldana trying to elude Ray Lazaro. Puts it in, off the glass.
Good shot there by Terry Saldana.
9:46 remaining in this ball game. Dexter Schaus, his guns have been silent for quite a while now. Chito Lizaga nearly landed on top of him. And he's going to be called for the foul as Chito extends a hand of reconciliation to Dexter Schaus. Watch that again in slow-mo.
It was a 2-man human umbrella there, but Dexter Schaus still got the shot off.
Well, so far, all attempts at sequestration of the lead by the Shellmen have been in vain. Dexter Schaus looking to cut down the deficit to just 8 points. That's exactly what he just did. 94-86. 9:37 remaining in the ball game. Downtown now for Ginebra San Miguel. Chito Lizaga, the Big J, against Bernie Fabiosa. Billy Ray Bates jockeying for position. Philip Cesar shadowing him all the way. Another would-be steal there by Dexter Schaus. Saldana saves it. Gets it right back. Helter Skelter is the name of this ball game right now. Jump shot. Billy Ray won't go. Two Ginebras arguing the rebound.
And Michael Hackett got it again.
That's right. He's taunting Reynolds to try and stop him. He goes up. Yes, sir.
No, I think it might have been stepped. Yes. He lost his footing on the way up.
I remember in the last game, he came up with a miracle towards the closing minutes of the ball game, coming out of nowhere to put in 2 points. 94-86. Unproductive thrust here by Shell. Look at Sonny Jaworski out sprinting Bernie Fabiosa. He gets it right back himself. A blind pass intended for...
And
Terry
where's the ball?
Saldana.
They're wondering where the ball is.
Well, they finally found the ball. Billy Ray Bates makes his move off Philip Cesar and draws the foul from Philip, and he's going to get continuation.
Taking it on at the left side. Billy Ray Bates, a Mississippi sharecropper's son. Did you know, Joe, that his family lived with 6 other families in a 2,000-acre farm as sharecroppers in Mississippi when he was a boy, and he was living in a shack where they did not have any indoor plumbing and they did not have electricity.
Took that back, lit that bail, get a little drunk, and you land in jail. Huh?
So Billy Ray Bates came out from a poverty-stricken childhood to be a superstar in this game.
Dexter Shaw stealing some of the thunder away from Billy Ray Bates and company. 97-88, 9-point lead for Shell, 8:25 remaining in the ball game. Tito Lizaga wants to do this nice and easy and methodically. Michael Hackett, very prominent with 2 zeros on his back, the house number in a roulette game.
And Philip Cesar
they lost the ball again.
Good help defense being applied here by the Sparkators. They're anticipating the ball movement. There again, another anticipation by Fred Reynolds.
And Reynolds misses Billy Ray Bates.
Still can't get the hoop inside.
That's right.
They must have missed about 5 attempts now from that range.
Jaworski perfectly open for a three-pointer. He misses. And here's Dexter Schaus quickly on the opposite end of the floor. Reynolds inside the paint. Terry Saldana scampers after the leather. It stays with Shell. 97-88. He never just 3 points. We've had some fantastic scores in the first 4 games of this series. Dexter Schaus isolated against Chito Lizaga. Now makes his move, banging bodies with Ginebra's version of the truck. Unproductive thrust again by Shell. Here's the Big J, protecting a 9-point lead.
More like a freight train.
Yeah, you're right.
Gone wild. That's Michael Hackett. He holds the PBA single game records, incidentally, for points at 103 points in one game.
And now they're just 1 point shy of the century mark. They've erected an 11-point lead, 99-88. Bernie Fabiosa against Sonny Jaworski. Dexter Schaus. He looks tuckered out, this young man, and that's highly understandable. He really played his butt out tonight. Pushing foul. That would be on Lizaga. That's the 4th personal for Chito Lizaga. And the 15th foul for Ginebra San Miguel. No, only the 4th. 6:57 remaining in the ball game. Dexter Schaus against Chito Lizaga. What else is new? Bernie Fabiosa. You notice how neither coach has really made any significant substitutions in the last several minutes of this ball game.
That's right. They're keeping the nucleus of their teams intact.
Outside pump by Bernie Fabiosa didn't pay off. Look at Billy Ray Bates wiping aside to Fred Reynolds, and Reynolds asking the referee, "Didn't you see that, sir?" Well, no harm, no foul. 3-point shot. Jaworski won't go. Reynolds caught straddling the baseline.
And they'll call a loose ball foul on Michael.
Michael Hackett with his 3rd personal.
And 15 fouls for Ginebra San Miguel.
6:28 to go. At this point, the Shell men seem to have lost the sting that they carried with them towards the 3rd quarter. 99-88. Here's Ray Lazaro keeping it alive. That was a very awkward shot taken by Ray Lazaro.
And that's the 5th foul of Fred.
Loose ball foul by Fred Reynolds.
In danger of fouling out. It's still 6 minutes to go in this ball game.
Well, that's all they need. The breaks certainly have gone against them tonight. 6:16 remaining in the ball game. You know, earlier on in this ball game, the Ginebra fans were chanting Superman, Superman, of course, in reference to Billy Ray Bates. That's how popular this young man is. That's him. Taunting Philip Cesar. He goes in, loses the ball. Terry Saldana picks it up, turns garbage into garbage. He gets it right back. Another loose ball foul.
They'll call it on Terry.
3rd personal for Saldana. 16th foul for Ginebra San Miguel. Well, that's the bright spot in an otherwise bleak horizon for the Shell men. Ginebra is bound to find itself in early team foul trouble, something they could exploit later on in the crucial stretches. And they're down by 11 points right now. Ginebra San Miguel on the attack anew. Jaworski in the 3-point region Works it over to Michael, who leaves Reynolds behind. He dunks it in with the right hand.
Got away that time.
101 to 88. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that dunk would break the morale and the backs as well of the Shell Formula Spark 8ers.
If not the backboard itself.
If not the backboard itself. Shows. Bernie Fabiosa. Spread out offense here being displayed by the Spark 8ers, but hardly any motion offense. Chito Lizaga will have to reach for the sky to acknowledge that foul. That would be his 5th personal. That also happens to be the 7th team foul for Ginebra San Miguel. All right, 5 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Plenty of time for the Shell men to go on fishing expeditions. In the limelight, Ray Lazaro. He played a great series for Shell in the first 2 conferences this year. And right now he's still playing a yeoman's role, but he blew his first charity that time.
And still no points for Ray this game.
Well, Ray is an inside operator, but against the Giants now in this import lead-in conference, I guess it's not half as effective. Substitution. First substitution by either coach in a long, long while. Boggs Renato checking in for Ray Lazaro. Boggs immediately plants his claws in the leather. And here's Dexter Shows. Bernie Fabiosa quickly to Fred Reynolds. He's on the brink of disqualification with 5 personals. Quick hands by Michael Hackett. Knocks the ball out of bounds.
And Michael definitely getting Fred's number in tonight's ball game.
You know, from the emotional high that this ball game rode in the first half, suddenly we have here a lull, which seems to be...
maybe before the storm.
That's right. But it might also be reflective of the broken morale of the Shell men. Anyway, that was a good dunk there by Fred Reynolds to chop down Ginebra's lead to 11 points, but that's still a mighty impressive lead in any league. Billy Ray Bates wiping his hands to prepare his move against Philip Cesar. Yes, sirree. That's what it was all about. Baker's dozen advantage now for Ginebra San Miguel at 103 to 90. Dexter Shows single-handedly keeping the fire alive for Shell. 103 to 92. 4:10 remaining in the ball game. Billy Ray Bates. His favorite spot, the left wing. Overhead pass to Michael Hackett, and there's a clear foul. I thought I saw Shows' hand entangled with that of Michael Hackett. Are they going to call it? No, they're not. No harm, no foul. Let's watch that again. This is where, see, he got his right arm caught with the right arm of Michael Hackett.
And while we were watching that slow motion replay, Ginebra San Miguel executed another beautiful pattern from the baseline inbound. Terry Saldana getting away for easy 2 points. That's the 3rd time they've done that play.
That's right. On the other end of the floor, Shows pulled up a David Pope back against Sonny Jaworski, and we have a timeout set. The guy doesn't know the meaning of the word surrender. He's already got 42 points. Bernie Fabiosa sticking close to Sonny Jaworski. Billy Ray Bates trying to get away from Philip Cesar. Okay, he wants isolation against Philip again. Ooh, and we have a foul on the other end of the floor. Terry Saldana will have to acknowledge it.
And on the other end of the court, Billy Ray Bates putting a consoling arm around the shoulder of
Bernie Fabiosa.
And Billy telling him, sorry about that, partner.
Well, Bernie Fabiosa can take his licks. He's a little guy, but he's as tough as nails.
Part of the game.
Incidentally, our panel's choice for the best player of the game will come your way right after this match, and he will be the recipient of a gift package from Hills Brothers.
Ah, our favorite coffee.
Yes, if only we can have a sampling of it. All right. For our games, incidentally, on Tuesday, September 30, as you watched that last piece of bruising action which resulted in that injury to Bernie Fabiosa, we'd like you to mention that the winless rum makers will try to battle the Formula Shell Spark 8ers team at 5:05 p.m., and this will be followed by the equally exciting match at 7:35 between Alaska Milk and Manila Beer. Right after these 2 matches, we shall have timeout with Miss Beth Celis as host, talking about another interesting topic. 105 to 95, 10-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. Only 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this ball game. Well, mathematically, it's still very, very possible for Shell to catch up.
Well, not the way Michael Hackett brings down those rebounds.
That's right. And Billy Ray Bates comes up with heroics that he never displayed while he was with the Crispa Redmanizers. Okay, here's Billy Ray trying to shake off Philip Cesar. Gets it over to Michael Hackett. A quick pass intended for Chito Loizaga, and then again a miscue. But look at Michael Hackett diving for the ball. Intensity personified. And I think
Michael's
he
on the
suffered.
floor.
Yes, sir. Clasping at his ribcage.
And look at the way the Ginebra San Miguel team has gone back quickly on defense, preventing what probably might have been an easy penetration by Fred Reynolds.
You know, Ginebra's overkill instincts are at their peak tonight. You know, they're still smarting from that dropping they absorbed at the hands of the Tanduay Rum makers in the finals of the All-Filipino. I don't blame them. That was really a heartbreaker. And look at that. Great dunk shot, followed by way of a follow-up by Fred Reynolds. Philip Cesar nearly landed on top of the timekeeper's lap. And Billy Ray Bates will be inbounding for Ginebra San Miguel. 2.5 minutes to go in this ball game. For Ginebra San Miguel, looking for victory number 2 in their quest for the Open title. It's going to be tough going all the way. What with the Great Taste Coffee makers serving notice to all and sundry that they are going to come out with big revenge in this Open Conference after a series of lackluster performances in previous tournaments. And earlier they scored a rousing victory over the Magnolia Cheesemakers. Final tally there was 123 to 111.
Definitely the coffee makers are going to be a big threat here, and will be also one of the top favorites to win this championship. Great Taste, incidentally, is our other favorite coffee.
Yes, of course. What are you, a balimbing? Anyway, 2:22 remaining in this ball game. Here is Billy Ray Bates with a follow-away.
And Billy Ray Bates continuing to puncture the hoop with wild abandon.
Yeah, abandon is right. 12-point lead now for Ginebra San Miguel, followed up by B-Boy Avanes. Yes, sir. 109 to 99. Bright spark in an otherwise bleak horizon.
Dexter Shaws coming up with the steal again.
3-on-1 situation. Jaworski simply allowed them to have the bucket.
And Fred Reynolds taking it with the left hand.
Just an 8-point lead for Ginebra San Miguel. There's still time if they can just pump enough adrenaline in their veins to come up with the will to win.
And also if they can play good defense. But the way the Ginebra San Miguel team is playing, they've got time on their side, and their offense is really working fluidly. As Terry Saldana just proves us right.
Yes, that was a squelcher from Terry Saldana with only a minute and a half to go. It's a 10-point lead anew for Ginebra San Miguel. Dexter Shaws finds Bogues Arenado. Bogues has to cope with Jaworski. Good 15-footer there by Dexter Shaws. 111 to 103, a minute and 21. Dexter Shaws is the guy who refuses to give up the ghost. But Billy Ray Bates just probably hammered in the last nail on the shell coffin.
I think that was Bates' third dunk tonight.
It's open season now. Fred Reynolds getting a practically unopposed conversion. 113 to 105 with only a minute and 6 seconds remaining. Well, I don't have to tell you the time because you've got it there very prominently at the bottom right-hand side of your screens. That's the official game clock, incidentally. Chito Loizaga barrels his way in, misses the layup, complains about an alleged foul. Nobody pays any attention to him. Bogues Arenado in open court, won't go. Michael Hackett has been the most powerful rebounder in tonight's game, easily, on both ends of the floor. Billy Ray, bullseye.
After a fancy in-between-the-legs dribble, taking the ball straight to the hole from the baseline.
I guess you can really call it scrap time now here at the Ultra, and maybe it's time for us to give an autopsy report this early, Mr. Henson.
Well,
where did Shell go wrong?
Awesome firepower of Ginebra San Miguel. I think Shell needs a little bit of time to polish up its defense. Also to be able to get Fred Reynolds to play his inside game a lot better. He was completely outplayed inside the paint by Michael Hackett, and I think that really told the difference. Ginebra San Miguel lorded it over both boards, and the Shell Sparkators just couldn't get their act going off the boards. And with Ginebra San Miguel dominating both the defensive and offensive boards, it was just easy sailing for them. Shell, of course, threatened sometime in the third period and early in the fourth, but the Ginebra San Miguel really had this game wrapped up. awesome firepower potential from both their imports, Michael Hackett and Billy Ray Bates. Certainly the most devastating twosome in the PBA third conference that we've seen.
Easily the two most logical candidates for our Best Player of the Game awardee. 3 seconds to go. 1 second left. Stay with us, because right after this match, we shall reveal our choice for the Best Player of the Game, give you the box scores, and, of course, an interview with our recipient of the Best Player Award.